Hello and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to some more Warhammer 2 Total War as the Dawi, and I did a turn once again with my microphone muted because, well, I don't know. I'm insane. No, what I'm saying is I don't know why the thing keeps resetting my settings. I mean, last time I unplugged the entire PC for, you know, some reason, and I needed to do a thing. And then, okay, I sort of understand. Or when you unplug the microphone and plug it back in, then yeah, you know, I sort of get it that it's a bit of a system shock for the bloody thing. But now I didn't even turn off my computer. It's just I just put it to sleep and then, I don't know, played a bit later, and it's still doing the same thing. It's extraordinarily annoying. But anyways, we just missed one turn. Nothing too terrible. I've moved up an army over here, and I'm going to go into raid mode for now. Likes a little bit more money. Over here we have a battle coming up. That's fine. I also crafted a few things. I crafted a spyglass for this guy. I'll show you right now. There it is. Very cool. 20% more missile strength and 15 accuracy for allies in range. Very good. And much more important than any of that is we now have Tiny. Tiny is, I think, a yoked carnosaur or something along those lines. We got that over here. So yeah, a yoked carnosaur. Ratoon's Collar of Bestial Control. That is what we built. And no, the game doesn't spawn any armies to fight you. Doesn't force the AI to declare war on you. The advisor was just flavor text, basically. It doesn't mean anything. Game has changed in no way, shape, or form other than the fact that you now have a cool artifact. That is all. Very cool. Like I said, I'm going to auto-resolve this, I think. I mean, it is the last stand of the Beastmen, but it's mostly skinks. It's not going to be very glorious last time. Mind you, we haven't seen Tiny in action. Fine, let's fight it. Let's fight it, because we haven't seen Tiny in action. Let's do it. And there we go. A couple of days ago, might even be a week ago, depending on when this airs, I recorded Warhammer in advance quite a bit. I think I'm like 5 or 6 episodes ahead of the actual live release. No, like this would be... No, I'm 4 or 5 episodes ahead of the actual stuff that I've released on the channel. The reason I'm mentioning this is... Oh, I should probably turn around and fight them, right? Yeah. That's actually better. It's better terrain for this. Alright. Oh, and we'll get to see Tiny in action. Very, very good. But like in proper action, you know, because well, you'll see what I'll do. I won't spoil anything. Oh, I don't believe I saw the Anvil of Doom. Dun dun dun, and all of that. Yet. Map-wide effect. Plus 24 melee attack. Can cause fear. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. Alright. Interesting. Do that. You go there, and, well, you know what? Let's take a look at Tiny as well. Fascinating little beastie, isn't he? Very much so. Alright. Start the battle.
Thorek Ironbrow.
Oh, we're not in range. I've slightly overestimated the range of my grudge throwers. Anyways, we do get to see some pretty cool combat over here, though, hopefully. Come on. And that's it. He's dead. Oh, I wish, but, you know. Does Tiny have any special abilities? No, Tiny's special ability is he's tiny and dangerous. Alright. I love how they slide in because of the tracking thing. Beautiful. Anyways, let's spread out some of the rocks, start hitting different targets. We have a proper battle to wage over here, and Tiny can play with his new toy all he wants. Juggernaut, he's taking unnecessary damage. I know, but like, the next battle this army's going to fight is going to be a siege, and we all know how those go, and you know, it's fine, don't worry about it. Let him have his fun. You know, it builds character, this. Besides, he just killed the Legendary Lord, or not Legendary Lord, but he killed like a very competent duelist lord, so yeah. Not technically monster infantry, but still. Good work, Tiny. Anyways. Switch up these targets some more so we soften more of the enemy up as they approach. I'd love you to hit some of those Cold One Riders if you can. I think that'd be grand. What the hell was that? Alright. We've got 'em, lads. Listen to. You have so little ammo, it's kind of embarrassing. Tiny, congratulations on truly a magnificent performance, the likes of which I have not seen in any dwarf, perhaps understandably so. Truly, your battle is the stuff of legend. Now, you've taken a surprising spout of damage here as well. Let's take out Krokgar, shall we? I think he's, this is what, your third reincarnation or something? Too much, mate. Too much. Oi, don't kill my dude. Well, he's on a mount, why am I trying to outrun him? It's kind of silly. Alright, there we go. Let's kill Krokgar and then we can move on with our lives. Lovely. Alright, so that was amusing. Damage dealt 6,367. I think that's exactly the amount of health he had, and that's all. Quirky little toys that we've unlocked here, both the anvil and the carnosaur and everything. They don't change much. I'll be brutally honest with you. They don't change much in the way of strategy or anything. But yeah. I think I might have had that weird thing where some of the audio recording cuts off. I just said, you know, quirky little things, but they don't change much in the way of our strategy, the Carnosaur and all the other things. Helpful, sure, but, you know.
I want gold, not prisoners!
That's kind of funny. Alright. Let's see, what shall we get next? Enemy casters within range suffer minor miscast explosions while casting. That's good, but the AI doesn't cast very often, so... Let's go with Runic Talisman, I think. Because it'll give me Master Rune of Spite, and that's... you know, It's another cool little fun toy to have in our arsenal and to play around with, but at the same time it doesn't change much fundamentally for us. There we go. With 0 losses, that's what I'm talking about. Let's just occupy. So that is the Serpent Coast. And that is the last defenders truly dead and gone. I kind of want to build a watch... What is this? A watch room and then a guard hall here. But the problem is, even a guard hall doesn't add that much in the way of defenses. But I am going to do it. I am going to do it, because this is the only place that's vulnerable, really, in the entire coast. Luckily, like I mentioned, Chaos doesn't spawn down here anymore. They used to. Now they only spawn up here, but they spawn in much larger numbers, of course. Well, at least that's what it said too. By the way, I put the Chaos Invasion, I think, on hard or very hard. I'm not sure. I think it's very hard, but I'm not entirely sure. Whoops. Sorry, just hit the microphone. Not entirely sure about that. Either which way, it's going to be an interesting Chaos Invasion. So, is that everything? I believe so for now. You haven't moved, but that's okay. Oh, yeah, of course. Tax. Tax? Yeah, definitely tax. For this province. And then, you know, like 380 gold is not the highest amount ever, but it will buy like a couple of grudge throwers or a couple of dwarf warriors and stuff like that. And like I mentioned, like I think around 7 or 8 times by now, it's very good that we have access to all of this down here, right? Because if this were to be like, I don't know, the middle of nowhere or the Empire somewhere, we could get attacked from all sorts of sides and I'd have to, you know, hire extra armies to defend positions and whatnot. Now, the way things are, I just, you know, just sit here and do nothing. So is a gyrocopter better with a brimstone gun, or... Ah, the brimstone gun has a less ammo, but it's fire and it has more missile strength. It's anti-large. We'll get one of each. How about that? We'll get one of each. Those 2 things are there just literally just for fun. Like, there's no other purpose to them. Iron Drakes, they're a bit different. Flame cannons. I'll be brutally honest with you, I don't remember flame cannons being a thing in this game. Get the gold smelter immediately and then upgrade the rest as we go along. Yeah, I don't remember the flame cannons being a thing, I'm afraid. Okay, question is, should I take the Misty Mountain? Well, if I go here, I can defend Spike Peak. Problem is, it's going to be a while until Cazador gets up there and can actually help hold the whole province down and everything. We're not in a rush anyway. We have a lot of money, we're building another army, we're doing extraordinarily well, we've wiped out more factions than would be considered pretty darn good at this point in the game, so, you know what, just keep going, but slowly, eh? War fervor, no, it's a bit expensive. And you're obviously going to go down here and take over this settlement. Should I sack this, like, perpetually? Yes. Yes, I should. No, I shouldn't. I've changed my mind because I've seen the balance of power. That's the only thing that makes a difference here. I've seen the balance of power. They don't have an army right now. And that is a blessing indeed. So do I want, like, the gunsmith's forge or something down here? Probably, right? I mean, what else do I want? Yeah, nothing really, so... Alright. I want one more unit of quarrelers, but that's not what I had in mind. Probably should go towards Karak Azgal immediately. Oh, Grimgor took the Black Iron Mine. He's getting nearer and nearer by the day. That's not entirely awesome. Alright, let's get Thunderer. You are going to give more ammunition to our missile units. You know, at this point, I've gone so long without establishing a sack city and farming experience for lords, I might as well just put an extra challenge in the campaign and just never get a sack city. And you know what? That doesn't sound particularly terrible to me. We could do that. Just swore an oath, you know, just no sack cities. But then again, like, comes a point at like around the mid game, maybe around like turn 70, 80 or so, where you want one just to level up some lords because they, you know, regardless of all the buffs, they start off relatively low level. So I'm not sure. Anyways, okay, Master Engineer, yeah, we're at cap for Master Engineers. I thought so, but I was sort of hoping that wasn't the case. What is this? A Thane. Thane is good, Thane is useful, Thane can discover undercities. So we're going to send them over there to hopefully discover one. What do we want to give you? Did I? Yeah, I gave you that eventually. Scouting, I guess, though not very useful for dwarves. Let's go dampening. Okay, and in a turn or two, we're going to be able to get to Teotika and probably take it over. I think with the Carnosaur and everything, we now have considerably higher chances of doing that. This doesn't give any money, so, or doesn't give any buffs to anything specific, so we shall treat it like the trash it is. I'm just kidding. Okay, so there's Karak Azgal, there's Kratomen. This is a tier 3 settlement, very nice. This is a bit lower tier, but that's fine.
Time for a reckoning.
Yeah, this is going to be a walk in the park. I don't know where their army disappeared or how. If I had to assume, I'm going to go ahead and say Skaven. But maybe that's just my Imperial Inquisitor paranoia sort of kicking in. I'm starting to see Skaven everywhere. There's two types of Imperial Inquisitors, by the way. One that, you know, that doesn't acknowledge the existence of Ratmen, and the other one that sees them everywhere, and, well, you know, I'm not sure which one is more dangerous to the innocent civilian, but whichever one may be, I think it's safe to say neither of them are particularly good. Hey, I want to check the quest. Embed a Thane hero into the following army. Ugh. Disgusting. Disgusting quest.
We push onward.
Disgusting quest, but it has to be done. They are going to meet up here anyway relatively soon, so you know what? That's fine. 2,700 gold. Damn, we are... this is an expensive army, isn't it? Yep, 2,300. That is... certainly what I would call expensive. You know what? Let's wait with it, I think. I mean, there's no rush getting up here.
Summon me if you dare.
As I'm about to prove, hopefully. Definitely no rush getting up here. Loot and occupy this time, because I do need a bit of extra cash. And a rebellion is, well, still a ways away, but even if it weren't... no, we'll just build like 2 of those and all will be well.
Let us begin.
I need a bit of extra cash for building upgrades and such. I genuinely think we just save up the money now. Okay, but before we do anything else, the Dune Kingdoms.
I am a gracious host.
I would like some military access from you. Thank you very much, yes. Because I think it's much faster to have this army go up here and actually just colonize the Death Gorge, probably. There could be Skaven there. Like I said, I keep seeing them everywhere, right? In my head, at least. But I don't think so. There's always a possibility, but eh. Now, I could just build some dwarf warriors and be done with it. But I kind of want to get this up to level 3 and get some Longbeards instead. It's going to cost, and it's kind of unnecessary. But the way I see it is we're sort of future-proofing, you know what I mean? Like... might not be the most necessary thing right now. Matter of fact, I'll go so far as to say it definitely isn't. But, regardless of that, we are future-proofing. Oh, we have some Giant Slayers too. Nice. Definitely going to build a Slayer army too. I thought there's no point, don't get me wrong, there isn't. There is no point in having a Slayer army. They just don't do as well. I mean, they take too many casualties, one fight, and they have to rest for a whole turn to replenish. And if they get attacked during their replenishment, you know, you run the risk of losing your army. Not good. I have to wonder why... oh, these went up by 3, all of them, because of the severity thing. Okay. Not ideal, by any stretch of the imagination. Close victory. Do you know what? Do it. Yeah, close victory? Not really. I mean, okay, some of them took some casualties, but so what? Do I need growth and public order in this place? Nah, I mean, why not? It's not like I don't need it. And I think we're just going to occupy this place. It's fairly low level. Okay, and we can get rid of the clan barracks. We don't need it here. We can also build stuff up here in Karak Azul. Can get a mustering hall. Let's get a mustering hall, but just a mustering hall. And then I think this means I can reforge another artifact. Yes, I can. Shocking how, like, easily and without much thought or regard for safety we're going through all this, but yeah. So, enable melee attack +5 for miners and longbeards, great weapon units. Enable sundering attack for great weapons units. Shared cooldown -15 for all runes.
Think of the runes I will craft with these.
So this is like yeah, this is just like a buff for the entire faction. Nice! Very, very nice, honestly. And then this is why I wanted to save the rest of the money.
If you want something done right,
Do it yourself. Yes, I always wait for you to say that, and you never do. Alright, I should be able to win this, even if the auto-resolve says otherwise. The auto-resolve does not say otherwise, but I would rather... I mean, I'm not going to lose any units. Yeah, that was great. Honestly, that was a lot better than I expected. Close victory, whatever, who cares. Get rid of this, you can keep the refectory, and next turn you're getting out of here. I mean, look at this, in one turn they're going to just fix everything up, so... and he has quite a ways to go to get to where I need him to be, so yeah. What's this do again? That just makes him a bit stronger. Alright, don't need that. Good. Province secured. Extra tax, please. Do any growth? No, not really. Okay, awesome. Some of these are now approaching rank 7. Oh, these are rank 5. Alright, we'll think about those things later. You're probably going to meet around Resetra, the two of you. And, yeah, I'm just going to wait. I'm just going to wait here and get this to level 3 and then recruit. Actually, no, that's kind of silly, because I can recruit them in Karak Azul. So why not just run towards the Death Gorge? Not a sentence I'd usually be, you know, saying, but in this particular instance, why not just run towards the Death Gorge? Yeah, that seems seems reasonable. Let's continue to buff our economy, because you know what? Famous last words and everything, but I dare say I don't think our army can be buffed much more. Or it can, certainly can, but I don't think our army needs much more in the way of buffing, so yeah. There we go, and we continue to buff them. Truly, truly, this is incredible. I mean, look at this! Look at this. Where are we? We are the #1 strength-wise ranked faction in the world, and I think the extra army really pushed us over the line, as it were. Now, gotta remember here that there are things down here as well for me to grab, aren't there? No, there's one there. That doesn't get in the way of the Dune Kingdoms and stuff, so long as they stick to their own provinces, I'll be happy. But if they take something over here... look, it wouldn't be the first time a dwarf has backstabbed someone. I'm pretty sure. I think. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that's right. Like, 80% sure that's right. Okay. So we wiped out one greenskin faction without actually ever fighting it, at least in proper battle. Hey, it is what it is, like... They were easy battles to auto-resolve. Simple as. Sword of Cain's been claimed. Rebellions galore in someone's land. Just not sure whose yet, but we shall see. Income from all buildings, public order, 450 gold. Yes, please. I would love that. Thank you very much. Wow. Okay, this is actually faster, because we go under the giant whatever it is. And then you continue that way, you continue that way.
It is time.
More money.
Ready.
So, finally I actually have visual confirmation of the rats. I think this is their starting army. This certainly looks like it. It's sort of a mishmash of different weapon steams and slaves.
For the wisdom of Valea.
Certainly looks right. And they probably live there, if I had to assume. In these three provinces. Is this done? Oh no, this is miles away from being done. Yeah, okay. Expand the salt mines! We're certainly going to need them, given the amount of salt that we've exported to the Groby. So, there you go. Greenskins, Orcs, whatever you want to call them. Grimgor's 4th in strength. Yeah, I was sort of assuming. Like, if I'm number 1 in military strength, like, Grimgor was gonna be in the top 5 as well. If not better. I think that's top 5 without having called a war. Or maybe with one. I'm not sure where this was called. I wasn't paying attention. Didn't particularly care what was happening about up north until recently, so yeah. Alright.
Dwarves never tire.
If you say so. I don't believe that's true, if you ask me, but, you know, who am I to disagree? Sweet dwarves are made of this? Question mark? I don't know. Yeah, sure, we can colonize the Death Gorge. That sounds like a great idea. Ha ha ha. It's like, actually, is all jokes aside, we consolidate the province and everything. So yeah, that was like a full province and a full faction wiped out in 20-something minutes of video. Not gonna lie, I'm not exactly... How do I say this? Like, I wasn't expecting it to go that smoothly in that I took a bit of a calculated risk. I mean, it wasn't really a risk. I saw what their strength was, but I sort of, somewhere in the back of my head, had a sneaking suspicion that they're gonna raise an army quickly enough to be annoying and start raiding or sacking some settlements somewhere where I couldn't reach. But in reality, like, I mean, this was pretty awesome. So, yeah. Great. Oh, I'm not receiving any reinforcements. Why? Local effect. Oh, it's an unpleasant climate. Duh. Forgot about that. That's alright, you don't need reinforcements right now. So, turn 53. Clan Eshin has no army as well. What the hell is going on? I'll have to start backstabbing people like a rat, but I see no reason not to, do you know what I mean? Like...
will.
Alright, let's go normal march up to here-ish.
Away.
And then...
To war.
I don't want a Thane... Yeah, like, this is good, this is kind of good, this is kind of good, but there's nothing else other than those three, and then he's just a pure melee hero, which I don't really need. Yeah, you know what?
Done right.
I'll embed you in the army,
Skills, Dowie.
just to get the quest done and to get the money for it. Have 2 of any of the units Slayers or Giant Slayers. Wow. Okay, so get out of the army. We don't need you there anymore. You can go back into the army.
The rule's duty is never done.
And then I can pretty much immediately get the Slayers, I think. But I kind of don't want to disband the Dwarf Warriors because... well, they're good.
Hammer and anvil.
I also don't want to use the Slayers, like, not really. Okay, tell you what. We're going to get you over here, and we're going to give you Longbeards, because that's the unit that you really want anyway, and we're going to give the Dwarf Warriors to a new army that we're going to make there. Another army, Juggernaut? Yes, another army. A whole new army. Just for us. Because why the hell not? Okay, you sit there and encamp. You're going to wait for... for some reinforcements. You're going to go like that. Actually, no, you're going to go to Spite Rock, sorry. Well, you're going to go there and I'll do the underway thing and I'll move you to Spite Rock. I need to get you some more melee units, or actually some melee units, period, because you're not exactly swimming in them, are you? And that should bring our income down to around 3,000, 2,500, according to my calculations. Units are going to get way more expensive now that we're dealing with like multiple armies. But I mean, you know, that's normal, and our income is also kind of out of control, to be honest, for the amount of territory that we have. It's part and parcel of oh. Building damaged. Spite Rock. Which one and how much? Oh, this is nothing. I thought like they would be almost destroyed or something. Yeah, it hurts the bottom line a little bit, but who cares? Alright, let's get a gunsmith's forge in Karakazul. We're gonna need, like, usually I don't like doing it, but we are going to need 2 recruitment provinces. Just have to be honest with ourselves, that is pretty darn important, not to rely on recruitment in just one place. Even though it is usually a good thing, if you just sort of stick to one place and rely on that for recruitment. It's not a bad idea, but at the same time, it's difficult to provide your faction with fresh armies, especially if you lose like some big and important battles. Can't really reinforce all the way from your capital, especially if, like, you know, we're down here. And imagine when we start fighting like the greenskins up here. Like, how am I going to get reinforcements from here to up there? I mean, it's going to take, like, what, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8... 7 or 8 turns, maybe. Not ideal. Not ideal. So we have Valea's Sorrow, and we have the Black Crag, if memory serves. And then we also have this. And this. Question is, do I have any... Ah, yeah, here it is. I thought so. Like, I know there's dwarves down here, and... Well, there wouldn't be any in the New World, obviously, because he's trying to reclaim the ancient Dawi Empire, but yeah. Yeah, I thought so, like... Yeah, he wants all of these. Ugh. Oh well. It's gonna be quite a ride. I mean, we're heading up north anyway, if I'm honest, because the Chaos Invasion and everything, so... Yeah, I suppose that's fine. Not too big of a problem. The one over at Rapunzel's, or near Rapunzel's starting location, though. Guild support for no reason whatsoever. Thank you. What can I say?
Off we go.
Okay, do I want a Rune Lord? Probably. Logan All Frowner. Sure thing. Yeah, you've been leveled correctly. Okay.
I'll cast the runes.
Let's see. Don't want to mess with the grudge throwers, don't want the cannons, don't want any of this. I'll give you 2 Iron Drakes for your army, which I'm building off the top of my head right now, and I think I'll go with cannons for you. Just to spice things up. I mean, there's no reason to. Grudge throwers are just fine. Maybe even better, depending. It depends on the battlefield quite a lot, but they're kind of even better in some situations. It's just that something variety is the spice of life, right? I mean, you know, might as well add a little bit of excitement into our lives by mixing things up like that. Do I have public order problems? Yes, I do, but do I have big public order problems somewhere? Not really. Not really. Everywhere is sort of +1, -1 in that kind of vein, so alright. I need to start leveling this Thane up. Anything really, and anything he wants to do. I mean, he'll do whatever I order him, but anything that he can do, that, you know, as soon as opportunity presents itself, I need to start leveling him. Assassinations would be alright. Exploring ruins would be probably even better because it's safer. It's good to have a Thane for vision as well. I mean, it's good to have agents for vision on the campaign map in general, but it's even better. So 2, right? Well, actually all of them, not 2, but all of them. Yes. Even the miners? Yes. And then... let's get 2 Giant Slayers. Quest issues. Alright, cool. And we get his sword, which is very, very powerful. I saw a video on his sword recently. And then I'm going to give you the 2 Giant Slayers as well. Yes, I am. Because what Thorek is going to do is he's just going to wait for his Longbeards. That's what I want in this army. Ton of Longbeards. And I'm going to get, like... I'm going to get probably, like, maybe 1 more Quarreler in as well. But that's for later. Currently over here, I think I'm going to need to... yeah. Why don't you encamp so you get more replenishment? And then over here I'm going to get Longbeards too. Question is, do I want Great Weapon Longbeards or regular Longbeards? These guys are a little bit more expensive. Less melee defense, slightly more melee attack. basically the same weapon strength. Way better charge bonus, but I don't intend on charging with them. Old Grumblers. Armored and armor piercing. Charge defense, Old Grumblers, armored and shielded. Alright, we'll go with these. Why not? Okay, definitely continue upgrading the economy because, well, should be relatively obvious. I should, come to think of it, kind of go with some of the stuff down here as well. Okay, we'll get steam drills. Construction time -2 for province capital settlement buildings. Nah. These are cool, but never mind these. I need to get some of the public order things, and very soon some of the untainted things as well. Like +3 faction-wide, very important. Right now it's not that useful. I mean, as you can see, Skaven corruption's going down. We're going to get rid of the Skaven faction as a whole soon, so that's not a problem, but this particular Skaven faction, the Snickage, is probably going to stick around for a while, this sly and cunning bastard, but it is going to be very important when the Chaos Invasion comes. It's going to make public order a nightmare, basically, unless we get that. Mercenaries leave. Alright, I didn't need you anyway, so... Look, they look very cool, functionally. Dubious. Dubious at best. Alright, tell you what though, we're going to cut it here. Thank you very much for watching, ladies and gentlemen. Been quite a lengthy episode. And, I just realised I haven't finished the train of thought from the very beginning of the video. I'm a bit ahead on the, like I mentioned this, I'm a bit ahead on the recording. Well, a bit. I'm quite a bit ahead on the recording side of things. However, I still don't have internet. Or I have internet on and off, which is making rendering, uploading, and generally timing things and just the Kafka-esque nightmare. So yeah, sorry about that, but there's literally nothing I can do. I've tried everything, and it's just... We had some pretty bad weather around recently. I'm sort of hoping that that's the reason and nothing else, but I'm also extraordinarily pessimistic as a person, so I don't know, but yeah, you know. Anyways, that's it for now. See you all next time. Have fun, take care, bye-bye.